Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over every NBA team expansion team protections, if that makes sense. Um, it's basically who I think every team, what what players every team would protect in an NBA expansion draft. Um, so 30 teams. I'm gonna try to keep this quick as possible. So let's just get right on into it. First, we have Atlanta Hawks. I have Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Zachary Richey, Asa Newell, Onyeka Okongwu, Muhammad Gay, and Jonathan Kuminga. Um, Jonathan Kuminga was a rough one because you just don't know what's gonna happen with him. But I really did think I thought he was the most important one. Also, I did these yesterday, so I'm trying to remember what I was thinking yesterday. Boston Celtics. We have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Nikola Vucevic, Sam Hauser. I'm not even gonna try. Kada, Baylor Shireman. This was. I think this was a pretty easy one. I don't remember there being. Let me go. I also have this, so I can go to their rosters if I need to. Um, Jordan Walsh was kind of. He hasn't been super great, so it wasn't super hard. But like Jordan Walsh, I feel like means a lot to that city. Um, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that difficult of a round there. Brooklyn Nets, Michael Porter Jr., Nicholas Claxton, Daron Sharp, Igor Demon, Noah Clowney, Nolan Traore, Drake Powell, and Danny Wolf. I did have to leave off one of the rookies. I don't remember. There's so many of them. I can't remember whose name is what. Uh, uh where's Brooklyn's up here, right here. Um, who did I leave off? Ben Seraph. I had to leave off, which so it was kind of just a decision of what rookie I wanted to leave off. I chose him, but choose whoever you want. I don't know. Charlotte Hornets. You have LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Con Knueppel, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Kobe White, Liam McNeely, and Sion James. Let me go to Charlotte. He's up here. This was. I think it was you miss out on Musa and Trey Mann and Tajon Salon. That was the one that was really hard for me to not do because he's what was he the number 6 pick in the 2024 draft. So that's hard to leave him off, but I kind of it was hard to put him over anyone else other than like Kobe White maybe, but like I don't know. I have so much hope in Kobe White as a Charlotte Hornet, so I don't know. Um, Next, Chicago Bulls. You have Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis, Rob Dillingham, Jaden Ivey, Anfree Simons, Noah Senge, Isaac Okoro, and Jalen Smith. This one was hard because you just brought in so many young guards that like you're like, do I really need to keep this many young guards? But like also, I I think that like all of them can be a pretty solid player in the league, so it's like I don't want to leave them off either. So that was kind of difficult. Next, Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jared Allen, Jalen Tyson. Those were the easy five. And then you have Max Strus, Sam Merrill, and Keon Ellis. Um, this one I remember struggling on what three to put after the starting five. Um, but you have like someone like Dennis Schroeder. It has been really good for the Cavs ever since he's gotten there. Um, Larry Nance Jr. He's not like a super like important player, but you know he's been there for a while and he's kind of just one of those fan favorite players. Tyrese Proctor was difficult to leave off because I mean I'm still a Tyrese Proctor believer, but will he ever become that or not? I don't know. Did I put Dean Wade? Uh, no, I did not. Yeah, Dean Wade. That's one that's like hard to not have on there. Um, Next is going to be the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, which just found out earlier today. I'm recording this on Thursday the 19th, so I think it's got going up until Friday the 20th. Maybe it's going up the same day, but I'm not sure yet. But we just found out this morning that Cade Cunningham has a collapsed lung. So prayers out to Cade. Hope he gets better. Can get back for the playoffs hopefully. But sorry about that buzz. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was my phone going off. I'll put it on silent. Here we go. Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, Marcus Sasser, Denise Jenkins, and Duncan Robinson. This eighth person, there was quite a few that I think there was quite a few that I was trying to choose between. There's Duncan Robinson's who I chose, but you could have chose someone like Kevin Huerter. Um, but I just thought I would take Duncan Robinson over Kevin Huerter, not because I would personally, if I had to just choose, like if I was an expansion team trying to pick one, I would choose Kevin Huerter over Duncan Robinson. But I think Duncan Robinson means a little more to that city than what Kevin Huerter does since he's just gotten there. Chaz Lanier, I think is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. It's difficult. Karis LeVert, I don't think I had on there, right? Yeah, that's a difficult one. Paul Reed. So this was a difficult one to choose the eighth person. Next is gonna be Indiana Pacers: Pascal Siakam, Tyrese Halliburton, Zubac, Andrew Nemhard, Aaron Nesmith, T.J. McConnell, Trace Walker, and Obi Toppin. I think this was a pretty easy one. I don't like after this eight. It was like I don't really care if I keep the rest of these guys or not. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Mike Potter, I guess, is one that could have been like, oh, we want him, but whatever. Johnny Furphy was the big one. That was a big one that we had to miss out on. But genuinely, who do I put Johnny Furphy over? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And Johnny Furphy just, I don't know. I don't know. Johnny Furphy was a hard one to not put on there, but I just don't know who I put him over. I did put Ben Shepherd on there, right? Oh, I did put Ben Shepherd, which I don't know. To be honest, I haven't watched like more than 2 Pacers games all season. Uh, I only watch them when it's like the only game on. So I don't really know if Ben Shepherd's even played. 526 games played, 58. Yeah, he's played, but yeah, he's just not been good. Which I don't know. I thought his numbers were better than that in past years, to be honest. Oh, I mean, I guess he's been better than past years, but I don't know. But look at that plus minus. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just remembering him in the playoffs. I think maybe he had some big moments in the playoffs. Maybe is what I'm remembering. I'm not sure. I don't know. Jay Huff, the man, the legend. Oh, that's a hard one, but you know, I didn't think this was a super difficult one. I think Johnny Furphy was probably the biggest one that I left off. Next, Miami Heat. This one we get a little trickier. Um, so Miami Heat, we have Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Nikola Jovic, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparas, oh shoot, Jack Eunice. I can't. I don't, if I heard someone say it, I could then pronounce it, but I don't know. I haven't heard it in a second, so I'm not able to pronounce it. I don't know. That's a hard one for me to pronounce for some reason. Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, and Chloe Ware. You might be noticing Andrew Wiggins not on this list, but I think if because I'm doing this based off of what they would protect this season because I can't project what rosters will look like in 28-29 when the expansion teams are supposed to come in. I can't project that of what those teams would look like, so I just based it off of what they would do right now. And Andrew Wiggins, I'm not sure if he'll be on the roster next year because of free agency. Like I think Andrew Wiggins might be on a different team. So, and his contract's huge. So I'm just not. So I think I would just. I think I was fine with not having him on the team. And taking and also like a lot of these players I would like are like these don't this wasn't a super hard decision to take off Andrew Wiggins to be honest because like Chloe Ware and like Davion Mitchell and Kasparas and Jaime like and Nikola Jovic, I want these players over him, not his pure talent but his like overall value with a contract included and stuff like that. I want these guys over him. Next is Milwaukee Bucks. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Miles Turner, Ryan Rollins, Cam Thomas, Andre Jackson Jr., Bobby Portis, AJ Green, and Gary Trent Jr. I don't honestly can't even think who's on the Bucks. Who did we leave off? Did we leave off Kevin Porter Jr.? KPJ might be one I might actually want to put on there over like a Gary Trent Jr. or AJ Green. Um, yeah, I kind of didn't even realize I didn't have him on there. Kind of forgot he was on the Bucks, to be honest. What's he been doing this season? 17 points. Yeah. I want. But his contract's not huge, is it? I don't think it is. Yeah, put Kevin Porter Jr. And take off. It's probably Gary Trent Jr. I guess. But yeah. Who else? Did we put Bobby Portis on there? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. Ousmane Dieng, that's a hard one to not have on there. And then like Thanasis is like one that's kind of like I don't know if you want to if you want to protect him just because of Giannis and even maybe Alex. I don't know. Well, I mean Alex is a two way, isn't he? Or he's not even a two way. I think he's just. I didn't know he was on that roster, to be honest. Wow, that's to put into perspective how bad the Bucks are because I haven't watched much Bucks. But like Kyle Kuzma was a big one that you can maybe get off his contract if a team takes him. And you'll kind of see that theme as I keep continuing on that, some of these you leave off players, so hopefully their contracts are off the team. Next is New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Cat, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, Deuce McBride, Tyler Kolek. I think this was pretty easy. Oh, too far. New York Knicks right here. We have. I mean, who else would I keep? Jose Alvarado has been pretty solid. He got his first start last night, I think, for the Knicks. So shout out Jose. But I just think he hasn't been there long enough to protect him over someone like Tyler Kolek. Who's shown you that he can play some scrappy defense in the playoffs and be great. Landry Shamet you want to keep just because of the name. No, I'm just joking, but yeah. I think this was a pretty easy one. Orlando Magic, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bain, Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Wagner, and Tristan Da Silva. I feel like I can't think of who, but I feel like this one I had to leave some people off, and I was like, oh, that sucks. Jonathan Isaac. I wanted to keep Jonathan Isaac, but like maybe you do keep Jonathan Isaac over someone, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys would do here. Chase Richardson, I don't think I kept. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, that's a first round pick. Jet Howard, that's a tough one. Which I mean, I feel like you're a little bit more comfortable with leaving him off than Chase Richardson. But who else is there? Noah Penda, that's a tough one. I mean, was he first round pick? I think he was. Maybe not. I don't remember. But next is gonna be Philadelphia 76ers. You have Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Vijay Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes, Adem Bona, Dominic Barlow, Kelly Oubre Jr., and Trendon Watford. We're gonna go to Philadelphia. Who are we leaving off? Andre Drummond. I think you're okay with that though. Kyle Lowry. Yeah. Get him out of here. Paul George. This is one of the situations where you're hoping that they take his contract. You don't want Paul George. You want them to take Paul George. That's one of those. Kelly Oubre. I don't know. I'm a huge Kelly Oubre Jr. fan. So maybe I'm overvaluing valuing him. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I love Kelly Oubre Jr. Well, I'm a huge fan of him. Um, so maybe I'm overvaluing him, but let me know. Dalen Terry, that's a tough one to not put on there. Arjun, is it Beach Camp? I might be wrong on that. I can't. Beecham, Beecham. You guys know I struggle with pronouncing names. Um, that's another hard one. And maybe you put Dalen Terry over Trended Watford, maybe. Campaign, Johnny Broom, Tyrese Martin. Did I put Dominic Barlow in there? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Um, Jabari Walker. There's some tough names to leave off of this list. And maybe you replace them with Trended Watford, maybe Kelly Oubre. Next, Toronto Raptors, we have Scotty Barnes, Brendan Ingram, Colin Murray Boyles, Grady Dick, Jacoby Walter, Jamal Shed, Jonathan Mogbo, Sandro. Did I? Oh, it's giving me ridiculous spellings. Sandro Mamu. Not gonna try. I think this was pretty easy. I think. I did see. I was kind of looking at some other people's lists to see what other people were thinking, and a lot of people had Trace Jackson Davis protected, and I just don't know about that over some of these over any of these guys. I don't see that happening. This one is tricky actually, yeah, because you're not protecting Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett, who are some players that are very important to playing good, but the contracts are huge. They're just not. They don't play up to their contract, so you're kind of hoping that someone takes their contract. Um, that's why you don't have Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett on there. On there, you kind of hope one of them take it. What like one of the expansion teams takes one of them. Which I really think if an expansion team took Emmanuel Quickly, I think Emmanuel Quickly can go average some pretty big numbers for a team that has nobody. Um, I think that'd be a really good pickup for an expansion team because I think they can really up his value and then trade him and get a lot of value out of Emmanuel Quickly. Did I put Jacoby Walter? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Yeah, that's about it for the Raptors there. Next, we have the Washington Wizards. Alex Starr, Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Bilal Coulibaly, Trey Johnson, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, and Jaden Hardy. The only person that could have been switched out was Jaden Hardy. Um, but like it was a whole bunch of people that you're like, okay, I mean we're gonna protect him because we can, but like if we could only protect 7 people, it'd be whatever. I don't really care. These 7 were like the only ones that you really cared about. Next, Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Max Christie, Najee Marshall, and Ryan Nembhard. I think this one was a little tricky. Dallas, where you at? Right, oh wow, you're way down there. I kept my yeah, okay. Like Dwight Powell could be someone that you protect, but I just don't like you protect him over anyone else there. Brandon Williams is another person. Caleb Martin, maybe. I don't know, probably not. Chris Middleton, you were talking about letting him walk, so I don't think you care. Um, and he has a huge contract, anyways, right? Yeah. So never mind. You definitely just let him go. We have yep. I guess this wasn't Klay Thompson's one. Um, that you could maybe get, and Marvin Bagley. He's been very solid for the Dallas Mavericks. Shout out Marvin Bagley, really showing up for the Mavs a little bit. Um, I guess I don't know. I thought, oh, I guess he's not. Dang, I really thought he was. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Really? I don't know. Apparently, I'm thinking of someone else. I really thought he was playing really good for the Mavs, but maybe he's not. I don't know. I don't know who I was trying to think of, but um, but moving on. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, of course, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, Christian Brown, sorry, Peyton Watson, Julian Strother, Cameron Johnson, and Bruce Brown Jr. We have um, Denver Nuggets. Oh, they're down to the 6th seed now. Who are we leaving off here? Tim Hardaway Jr., but I think you're fine with that. Deron Holmes, I think you're fine with that. Yeah. Jonas Valanciunas, he's been solid for you guys, but I think you're fine with it. Um, Zeke Naji, maybe. I think you're fine with leaving him off though. Jalen Pickett, I don't think I had. Yeah, but I think you're fine. Like a lot of these players are like, oh, I want to protect these guys, but who do I choose over him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think all these guys are more important than the rest of them. Next, Golden State Warriors: Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Moses Moody, Brandon Pavensky, Guy Santos, Will Richard, Quentin Post, and Pat Spencer. Um, you have you have you have Draymond Green. Sorry, I could not think there for a second. Draymond Green, he's one that maybe you don't protect because you think the expansion teams draft won't draft them. Um, just because like I don't know what value Draymond Green brings to another team that doesn't have that's not the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Um, so maybe you don't. Maybe you don't protect Draymond Green because you don't think they'll take him. But I protected him here, um, but maybe you don't. Um, but um, this was I think decently easy. Um, I think Pat Spencer was one I could have probably switched out. Um, yeah. Okay, this was not easy. So, oh wait, it was. I do have Will Richard on there. I thought I didn't. But like Porzingis, you hope to take that contract away. Which anyways you can just not sign him back in free agency this offseason if you wanted to. But you guys get what I'm saying. And then okay, never mind. I'm remembering now. Jimmy Butler. So you have Jimmy Butler and Kristaps Porzingis. And so what you're hoping, what my thoughts behind this was, you're hoping that one of the teams will take Jimmy Butler. That's a lot of money. And then you hope Kristaps Porzingis will walk in free agency. Well, you don't hope, you just don't sign him back. Unless it's on a cheap contract, then of course do it. But you do this, and all of a sudden you have a lot of money to spend. And you have a lot more. You have a lot more free area to make the team better. Is kind of what my thoughts were behind these picks here. I even thought about protecting Kristaps Porzingis to kind of like to try to force teams into drafting Jimmy Butler. But I didn't. I don't know because I thought teams would maybe choose Pat Spencer over Kristaps Porzingis to be honest because of the contract. Um, but yeah, was kind of next. Houston Rockets. You have Alperen Sengun, Kevin Durant, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Steven Adams, Reed Shepard, Tari Eason, and Clint Capella. Let me go to the Rockets roster. Those are down here. Who do you have? Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, maybe over Clint Capella. Fred VanVleet. Bigger contract, and I think you're fine with him walking. I think you want him to, or not walk, but I think you want a team to pick him because of that big contract. Get off of it. Did I put Steven Adams? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Yeah, this was one where it was just kind of a whole bunch of players that was like, if you keep him, you keep him. If you don't, you don't. So I just chose Clint Capella. It was like you can really choose anyone. I just did Clint Capella because of his history with the Rockets, but that was it. Next, LA Clippers. We have Kawhi Leonard, Darius Garland, Bennett Mathurin, Yannick Conan Niedenhauser, Cam Christie, John Collins, Derrick Jones Jr., and Isaiah Jackson. Yeah, I mean that was a pretty up straight one. Isaiah Jackson, you could have switched out for some other people, but other than that, I mean it was pretty easy. I just chose Isaiah Jackson, but there was a whole bunch of people you could have chose from. Next, the Lakers. You have Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, Jake LaRavia, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, Jackson Hayes, and Rui Hachimura. Yeah, I mean, this was kind of one you have to just choose the players that you're gonna use to compete. That was it. You really couldn't choose young players. The only one I chose that was quote unquote young, is Don't Connect, because he's kind of helping compete still with his shooting too. And he's like the biggest piece out of those young guys. So this was pretty easy. Next one, Memphis Grizzlies, is Cedric Howard, Zach Edey, Jalen Wells, Walter Clayton Jr., Santi Aldama, Gigi Jackson, Taylor Hendricks, and Ty Jerome. Left Ja Morant off of this list. I think you're fine with it. Like, some people think there's potential that the Grizzlies are gonna have to add a first round pick to get rid of Ja Morant. So, you just let a team pick him, hopefully. But yeah, so I just chose a whole bunch of young guys because you're trying to rebuild apparently. So, next, Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, Joanne Behringer, and Terrence Shannon Jr. Let's go to the Grizzlies. I saw a lot of people keep Rudy Gobert off, but I'm not taking that baloney here. Rudy Gobert is one of the best defenders we've ever seen in history of the NBA. I'm not taking that. And he's still a great defender. He don't let nothing go up in the paint. I'm not taking the Rudy Gobert slander over here. But I want to see it. Is there anyone? Julian Phillips. Maybe you choose. Joe Ingles, maybe. Bones Highland. That's a big one that you could probably choose. Mike Conley, maybe. But he might retire at the end of the season, maybe. So, don't really know. Kyle Anderson, maybe. Io, maybe. And then Rocco, maybe. I don't know. That was it. Next, we have the New Orleans Pelicans, Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Zion Williamson, Sadiq Bey, and Jordan Hawkins. Yeah, I think this was a pretty easy one. Sadiq Bey was one that maybe you could choose some other people, but that was really it. Wait, this is only 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. That's only 6, 7. Sorry, guys. I'm terrible. We can actually choose another person. I miscounted apparently. We left Jordan Poole off of this because big contract, bad player. And DeJounte Murray, big contract. I'm not gonna say bad, but not up to par player. Micah Peavy, probably we add to that list. Yves Missy. Oh yeah, it's got to be Yves Missy, not Missy. Missy. Yeah, give me Yves Missy. Missy. That's one of those fun names to say. Next, Oklahoma City Thunder. We have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, J Dub, Chet Holmgren, AJ Mitchell, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, Jared McCain, and Cason Wallace. This was a tough one, but there was really no other option. They have so much talent on the team that it's hard to choose anyone else. I wanted to keep Jay Will, and there was let me just go to the Thunder roster. Thunder. Okay, Jay Will. That's not even that's J Dub right here. Did I AC, Alex Caruso, Thomas Sorber, Brandon Carlson. Did we even do Mr. Saves basketball? No. Dude, Aaron Wiggins, Mr. Save Basketball is not even on here. Uh, yeah, we did Casey Wallace. Brooks Barnheiser. We have Kenrich Williams, Nikola Topic, like literally the 12th pick in the NBA draft in 2024, who hasn't had much opportunity, is not on this list. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, because I'm not even sure if you're gonna be able to re-sign him. Probably not. So you kind of off here, because not because Isaiah, like, if I had more spots, I would have put Isaiah Hartenstein on here. But I only have 8 spots. It's hard to choose only 8 from the Thunder squad because they're so good. Next, Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, Kaman Malawach, Colin Gillespie, Oso Ighodaro, Mark Williams, and Grayson Allen. This was pretty easy. After this, the talent really drops off. So, next, Portland Trailblazers. Denny Avdia, Damian Lillard, Jaden Sharp, Tumani Kamara, Scoot Henderson, Donovan Clingan, Young Hansen, and Robert Williams. This was, again, another one like the Phoenix Suns. After this 8, talent really drops off. Next, we have the Sacramento Kings. Nick Clifford, Maxime Reynaud, Keegan Murray, Devin Carter, DeAndre Hunter, Dylan Cardwell, Malik Monk, and Killian Hayes. I did a whole bunch of young people. I kept DeAndre Hunter and like Malik Monk was the only 2 non quote unquote young people. But I mean maybe Keegan Murray isn't counted as a young guy anymore. I don't know. But yeah, I left DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, and Russell Westbrook all off of this list. Russell Westbrook was the one I thought about because his contract's not like, the other 3s because their contracts are huge and they don't live up to that contract. Russell's contract is smaller, so I thought about keeping him, but I decided to keep everyone else over him. But I thought you could, if you put Russell Westbrook over these 4 players right here, from DeAndre Hunter down to Killian Hayes, I wouldn't be mad at it. Next, San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Carter Bryant, and Luke Kornet. Let's go to that Spurs roster. Where are you at? There you are. Who else was there? Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. Julian Champagnie is one that was hard to give up. And that was really it. Harrison Ingram isn't hard for the Spurs to give up, but for me personally, I believe in Harrison Ingram. I think he can be great. I've been a Harrison Ingram stan for a while, since I mean, what was that, his senior year in high school? Next, we have Utah Jazz, Keontae George, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler, Ace Bailey, Bryce Sensabaugh, Mr. 40 last night, Kyle Flipowski, and Isaiah Collier. This was pretty easy. You kept all your young guys plus Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, this was a pretty easy one. But that is all 30 NBA teams and who they would protect, the 8 players that they would protect. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys would change, what you guys would do differently. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.